And you took our endorsement. We want to be inside our party, and then on the other side, you can answer two masters. So, with the consent and approval of the Executive Governing Council or the MDRO, we will go forward on his, what is the last name? Alex Marcia. Alex, Alex Marcia. That's the man, MDRO, with full support. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. Whoever making that allegation, they are stupid. Because my polytechnic was built before they came here. When I invited, other than 2017 CC, where we came from with a counter declaration, they saw my university here. And the first thing you call Akara Grade, let Akara Grade comply with the chief of staff suggestion, go for drug test. If he's free, I will answer him.
He have also said he waiting to be the number one to take the test. But one of the major things that he accused you of demanding over $2 million from the government to run your polytechnic. And you have a Sierra Leone.
Never says those stupid people talking nonsense. Do I have a demand? I deserve assistance. Who told we are the Nigeria? Who told we are? Who help we are? Do I have a bed? Let me tell you something. About 2 months ago, they were coming to my house 9:30 in the night to surprise me with $2 million. And I was informed by our insiders and by our UP executives. And I had to lock my gate. I deserve money. Why will I demand? When we came here in 2017 and saw all this structure, a qualitative university with all the material inside.
For the next 13 days, I will keep your crying. You're crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your base. You're just crying all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you? Foolish, desperate people
know I'm a foreigner.
Talk about rescue country.
So be it. That guy
Joseph Boga couldn't even rescue himself.
He's a foolish man. I said,
so he passed it around.
Stupid man.
Where were you when I raised the money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all sitting there talking nonsense? Talking about because I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boga. Your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boga deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him all over the place? What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your base. You're just crying all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue country. Joseph Boga couldn't even rescue himself. So when he passed it around, oh, cause I did, cause I died. Where were you when I raised the money? How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue country. Joseph Boga couldn't even rescue himself. So when he passed it around, oh, cause I did, cause I died. Where were you when I raised the money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all sitting there talking nonsense? Talking about because I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boga. Your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boga deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He will never deny it. Because he knows this to be true.
So when people thought I was never going to create something for Boga. Yeah. Because I went to counties. I'm not creating something because I want to criticize.
And many times because we said yesterday, former President Blair was riding private jet. But the Joseph Walker at World of Power is riding private jet from here to go to Father. But I will speak because people exactly get some of our past to go our comfort. Spend my own money to bring him to power because we thought the road yesterday was going to be right today. Yeah. I had no regret to vote against one person here. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I have to vote for the NDK people. This country is a better place and will be a better place. Yes, sir. Because there's money in the country that we can live from, not need money from outside. So, but we don't want to empower people here. We say that our lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers, we have become criminals.
Amazing. The recent case that we have to do with a young man, a Gideon called Khalid. Khalid was arrested by the security people for putting mercenaries to overthrow the Gideon government. He was a
Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yes, indeed. What a good way and a great day. And how so very pleasing it feels to be back here again behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, just wherever you are this morning, honor our voice. A pleasant way we like to welcome all of you. And good morning to our friends in the diaspora, our friends, our supporters, and followers. It's good to have you join us this morning for yet another fascinating conversation on the biggest breakfast platform, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. A day after a hugely anticipated legal arguments by the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court of Liberia. And there has been mixed reactions. Some say, yes, the Supreme Court has held the pride of Liberia high. The Supreme Court of Liberia has demonstrated character, has demonstrated that yes, in this country, everybody will not be bootlickers to the power that be. It's an opportunity to win mega prizes. All you have to do is follow the short code *799 *70 hash, *799 *70 hash. You wait a few seconds. You select the currency that you have to play. You want to play, whether it's US or LD, Liberian dollars, and then you, with a few more seconds, you select your 5-digit. You enter your 5-digit mobile money password, and then you're good to go.
So, like Abu said, just for $200 Liberian dollars, yesterday we gave out 100,000 later on to somebody during the course of the day. So we here again, and several persons will win 20,000 and 10,000 this morning.
So that means we're getting somewhere, because for long the 100,000 thing.
100,000
So you see
yet.
yesterday. So the money is always here.
Yes.
It's up to you.
The more you play, the better your chances are to win. So the 100,000, what we normally do is during the course of the day, the person who played the highest on the show or on the radio the entire day is the one who is given that 100,000. That one, there is no if and in about it. No word. Once the system detects the person who have played the highest, then yes, you stand a chance to receive 100. So today we got 20,000 and 10,000 up for grab, and maybe we'll come out the day with 100,000. So *799 *70 hash, *799 *70 hash. Just okay. Give it a few seconds to load. The list of radio stations will not appear at that point now, but all you have to do is just reply with the currency you want to play from. If that LD, you must have at least $1.70 on your phone. And if that USD, you must have $1.70 at least on your phone. And when that LD, you must have at least 200 Liberian dollars. So for every time you play, you use 200. And when you have the opportunity to win, you win 20,000 and of course 10,000 Liberian dollars right here. Then you also stand a chance to win 100K tonight. So let's watch and see that we have at least 6 persons between now to at least 8:15, 8:20. Once we can have 6 persons, it's up to you. We want to do as frequent as we've never done before. It's been a long time since we really challenged, or since you guys really challenged us. So all that we can do is just dial *799 *70 hash, and then once you continue to play, just us and so on up there. So yes, just us. We will do as frequent as we can. We'll do draws here this morning.
That's very correct. So the ball is in your court, and all you have to do is *799 *70 hash, and yes, we're good to go. So folks, let's take a break.
Yes, so we take Crime Stoppers, and when we come back after Crime Stoppers, then Abu, we will recognize our Facebook followers.
That's correct.
Recognize our Facebook followers, then we start. So all of you can send in your comments on the line of conversation. 2 key things we'll be discussing here. One is the Supreme Court of Liberia hearing on yesterday into the Bill of Information filed by Councillor Funati Kufa, and of course the MCSS. There are other shady things happening that the government is afraid to bring to light. But yes, as always, freedom is here, and we'll bring it to light with evidence. So let's take Crime Stoppers.
That's correct. So I'm looking at this picture with our president, and you can just see. Anyway, let me lead it probably some more. Let's do it. Probably good morning. Yeah, I don't mind, man. Let's take this break, and we will be back.
It's about musical. There are crowds in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime unfolding, don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us. Bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see a human talking, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see a don't keep it. You must part of report it. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop on Liberia. On the sector to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop on Liberia. On the sector to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. On the sector to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stopper Liberia. On the sector to interior. Keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. And yes, we are back. So we are back to begin the firework. And trust me, today is going to be very, very interesting. And you all can prepare your phone. You're going to do this for your country, right? Whether it's 1 minute, you can buy a $20, 10-minute call. You use 2 minutes of that and speak your mind or forever hold your peace, right? We will go there. We will talk about that. And of course, trust me, it's going to be very interesting. But to pave the way for our conversation this morning, beginning with the MCSS, let's give you an update on the human rights situations in our country today as we speak. 15 to 16 months since Bouaka became president and assumed the authority of head of state of this republic, what has human rights issue been like? Have we improved on it? Have we taken step significant enough to guarantee the rights of human beings living in Liberia, our children, our school students, and all of that? So let's hear from the Independent National Commission on Human Rights of the Republic of Liberia.
And this,
Dempster Brown. You
this
will,
is-
I can play from right here.
yeah, you should get it.
Yeah.
So this is a government institution, and this government is an independent and autonomous.
It's independent.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
yes. So it's good when the government institutions release.
What we notice is that
It's good to follow them up right here, so you listen and know what it is. So yes, listen to this, and while you listen,
what we notice is that 2023 report was released compared to the 2024. During early administration, the human rights report was not encouraged. What we notice is that 2023 report was released compared to the 2024. During early administration, the human rights report was not encouraged. When we are came in, it was a little bit better. Not much. When the party came in now, it getting worse. What we notice also is that in 2024,
So, folks, I thought to hold it right there. You listen to the three successive regimes summary report. Unity Party under Ellen was bad, terrible. Human rights issues were very terrible. When we came, it became a little bit better because we're seeing practical actions being taken and all that. Then Unity Party with Bouaka is worse. That's according to the Independent Human Rights Commission of the Republic of Liberia through its head, Councillor Dempster Brown. Right, folks? Liberians, are you listening? So there are more human rights abuses happening in Liberia now than it has ever happened. Even Ellen Records is proving better than Mr. Bouaka. There's a video I have here where you see the police officers are dragging That kid should be like 13 years old. That is a classic definition of what police brutality is. Dragging the young kid on the ground, my man. When you watch that thing anywhere, any part of the
I saw it
world,
up yesterday, and I think these are things that informed the RNCHR's decision, or maybe a report,
Mhm.
because Abu, look at what you will see from that video. The police, as if a bag of rice was just placed on the side of the road, and see them just holding and just pushing on the other side.
somebody child,
Somebody's child being treated in that form and manner, that kind of demeaning and denigrating form and manner. But meanwhile, the police aspect is TOR is supposed to be protecting lives and property, but the police now has gotten involved. Under Gregory Coleman, the police is almost like an assassin group that they just set up, terroristic group that is just set up to combat maybe, or to just get in and create and just destabilize the society. The police is becoming terrible. The video I was talking about, I hope we have the time here to play so you watch it and see where our country is heading. And you listening to the report. Are we going to continue with it?
That's exactly what I want to do. So listen further, folks.
Human rights situation report is more bad. So, the beginning January 2024 of December, our monitor in the 50 county documented 90 rape cases. 90.
Just rape cases.
5-year-old, rape 5-year-old, 6 years, 7 years. And what is
Are you
discouraging is
listening?
that
5 years
those
or so?
cases of rape.
All the women in used to wear black.
The second thing we also discussed in recent time among the commissioner, the pre-trial detention. We
Pre-trial
noticed
detention.
that all of the 15 counties, all the prison cells are overcrowded. They are overcrowded. Some people are being in jail for 4 or 5 years without trial. It's a violation of the constitutional right of prosecution. Then we also documented torture. Torture has two phases,
Torture.
physical and mental torture.
Mm.
If you put somebody in jail and you torture him to confess, say, yeah, I don't want to do it because I want you sharing the court. It's a violation of the right. Then we have another one we call disappearances of people, people getting missing.
Mm.
The recent case
Abducted.
that we have to do with a young man, Gideon, called Khalid. Khalid was arrested by security people for, recruiting mercenaries to overthrow
Alleged.
the Guinean government. He was arrested by the police and he was sent to court. When they sent him to court, the court decided to send him to jail because the offense is a felony of the first degree. While the man was in jail, he disappeared.
Liberians, folks, followers around the world, this is the new Liberia under Mr. Boakai, heightening human rights violation on all fronts: abduction, disappearances, secret killings, rapes, domestic violence, child abuse. I mean, just everything you can think about. The latest being the case with the MCSS protesting students.
Abu, I'm not even sure that was a part of the report.
No, that
Yeah,
wasn't.
that was not a part of the report. So
I'm just
if they-
updating the folks on
if the
the
team
latest.
is to redo that report and do amendment to that report, trust me, the list of crimes or the list of violations mentioned there will increase highly.
Now, so this is clearly to tell you the danger that we are in.
Mhm.
And these things are not going unnoticed. They are being recorded. And look, we are privy to very sensitive conversations, some of which we cannot reveal on the radio. Yesterday, I was scared for Liberia when I heard something from some very powerful mouths. I was afraid. And I was worried. And I was like, really? And this is happening when the citizens of this country decided that we will give this country to none other but the man who has 40 plus years of governmental experience, and they got robbed. Our country is going down for all of the wrong reasons. And people just look at these things on the surface and they talk about partisan politics and auditing. You all are missing out on a lot. Sometimes when I say things on environment, but I'm thinking, oh, yeah, for example, right? This is terrible. Labor has been recorded terribly. The government is taking no. Look at pre-trial detention. All of our prisons have failed. The government is not seeing that as a responsibility. All they do, they come on social media, they're attacking seditions. The achievement for this government is to be branding people, branding people as sedition and funding sedition, while the real issues of governance are failing. Look at our prison, the hygiene of our prison facilities. They're not feeding. In fact, there are allegations that they're even stealing the prisoners' food. They're stealing the prisoners' food. Just imagine where they're still to where the corruptions are going. Look at the police. The police is right now, instead of the police arresting crime, the police is committing crimes. The police is committing crime on Gregory. Now, the MCSS students came out on Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday became bloody when the police took an uncivilized, undemocratic force, excessive force, on the kids that were very peaceful, very non-violent, and the war saw it. So there is no way you can change, you can twist, you can twat it. However, what did we see? The education minister, a woman who is very disconnected from the entire MCSS situation. And I will tell you how she is disconnected and what they have done now to even give her a clue as to what is happening. All she did, she went ahead, opened her mouth. Why? She opened her mouth wide and started what? Shifting blame. You see? The woman shifted blame because she has absolutely no clue. And she's talking about they met, she said they met, I don't know, underpaid, unqualified teachers. Underpaid and unqualified teachers. I'm trying to get her stuff. He got just pick up from there. Let me get it. So
yeah, it's good that you have it. But Abu, our country is terrible as we speak. When institutions like the Independent Human Rights Commission will be releasing statements like these against our country, then it tell you the extent at which the laws of our country is being disrespected by the very government that should be upholding the laws of the country. The rights to protect the country now is upon the government. Whenever you are a government, that's why during the course of the elections, there were people who would say, oh, the CDC is noted to be a violent political party with several young people who are violent and all of that. But with all of that, being George Weah being the political leader, he always, and knowing that they were in government back then, Jeff Koji and the likes of all of those youthful population around the party, they always try to exercise restraint by talking up to their partisans. Let's remain peaceful. Let's do this. And all of these things were only done because the CDC knew that, yes, we are the ones in power today. Anything that go wrong in this country, we will have to answer question for that. International partners will be looking at the government. So when they say the government, who is the government? But now in this case, President Bouakai, as president of the republic, is sitting in the image of our country. I listened to listen to one of the ministers from I think from the information ministry the last time for what kind of rebranding, saying they are trying to rebrand the image of the country internationally and locally.
That is the nonsense they can hear from the old man.
You cannot be rebranding the image of our country when partners are looking at glaring violation of human rights in this country, when there are disrespect to the rule of law. All of these things cannot make your allies, cannot make your partners to have trust and confidence in you, because what is happening have the propensity to undermine the peace of our country. That's why I listened to Vani Sherman yesterday, but we'll get to the meat of that conversation. When I think one of the justices said your action have the propensity, or your action could cause chaos.
That the chaos conversation.
You were saying there, no, but no chaos, no. What you term as chaos? What do you term as chaos when our country, the lives, the living condition of our people is fast retrogressing? You said before you were coming, a cup of rice was being sold for $50. You was coming to rescue so that at least they can be sold for $30.
So let me
it is worse.
I lay my hand on. So I now have the minister's quotation in response
to what happened,
to what they did. Let me say in justification of the police brutality minted on the innocent MCSS students. Dazo Jala, I'm told Delon's in-law, right, says you cannot, quote, you cannot have quality education without qualified, motivated, and respected teachers. This is demeaning towards our teachers. Ignoring
to question the criteria, the qualifications
exactly,
of the instructors.
Trying to justify why they have not paid them, because in her mind she believes they are not qualified and they do not have respect, they can't respect. However, she says we inherited a system laden with complex challenges where many teachers were underpaid or not paid at all. Let's, for the sake of her limitation, let's agree that this education minister is so very disconnected, so very limited, so very unaware of her environment that she's serving now, right? Let's just give that to her as a benefit of the doubt, and let her know that Liberia has always had complex challenges in every sector. In fact, the one that was inherited by the previous government before you was way more than what you inherited. Particularly, let's go to the MCSS. The problem has come, they're trying to shift this to the supplementary payroll, right? Remember now, the CDC, what the CDC did when they inherited a backlog of supplementary teachers and volunteer teachers, right? The CDC, working with the MCSS, worked assiduously to enroll these volunteers and supplementary teachers to where? To the national government payroll. But before that, the disaggregation in the pay structure of the teachers were achieved under the CDC, where when you get BSc, in fact, MCSS school now became attractive. I know most of our friends that have BSc and prefer going to MCSS schools because the government disaggregated and people were being enrolled into the payroll and all of that. Now, the record shows clearly that the CDC left at the MCSS a total of 104 to 110 supplementary teachers, the payroll, with the MCSS. That's what the record shows for the last HR that was there, CDC time, that they retire and remove. Now, when this Peter guy took over, Momo Peter or what kind of Momo, when Momo took over, in the space of no time, right? Like 1 year or so, Momo has bloated that payroll. In some instances, when they have investigation, Momo will say it's 800 and change, 600 and 400. You are the education minister is telling us that they inherited a system leading with complex challenges, right? With many teachers on pay, underpay or on pay. Now, so who brought that over 500 names to bloat the MCSS supplementary payroll? The non-CDE did not inherit that.
No.
You made that. And it is not unique to the MCSS.
It was
So-
a way of paying back your lawyer people. You call your
Exactly.
lawyers.
So in the recruitment process, because if you look at the space, the time frame, the recruitment process does not meet best practice. They just took United partisans, party zealots and fanatics in the community and send them to MCSS. And by sending them to MCSS, put their name down. So to generate resources to pay the people now is where the problem came from. When they submitted, anybody who friend with Augustine Gaffon, ask Gaffon lecture you. As a result, consequence of this, yesterday they were in a meeting. And these are some of what that came out of the meeting. They agree in-house that Momo is responsible. However, it has even been established that for the teachers to lay down their chalks, because the teachers were putting pressure on Momo, the superintendent, for the teachers to lay down their chalks, the superintendent had to encourage them and told the Teachers Association president to tell his people to lay their chalk down, say because the government are paying attention, so then they will be serious. In their investigation yesterday, they were able to establish that. When they did, what happened? They have kind of reduced or deactivated the function of Momo as a superintendent. All of the active services and duties that has to do with MCSS now has been transferred to Emmanuel Robertson. Emmanuel Robertson is the man in charge right now. Consequence of those revelations. Beyond that, they have also removed or suspended the board chair. Why are they keeping all of that secret? Waiting for us to say. Before now, the MCC guy, mayor, was the chairman of the MCSS board. He hardly called board meeting. He better know anything that's happening there. Everything the man just there when instructors are with chin on info. Yeah. So go ask now to foreign affairs. They were having a meeting. They may not even know anything about what going on. So my man, you go sit down. Say yeah, man, Momo, you'll be working to clear the thing up. Yeah. So Siafana and Momo, whatever team they have set up, will be working now to authenticate the veracity of Siafa supplementary payroll. That's what the question is. So we want to. So along with the CSA, now they're going to be doing what they should have done to do a hair count. So they will go there. So while they're doing that, 2 of them will be almost partially suspended, right? Then this guy, then this lady now that opening her mouth talking loosely, she's now acting as the board chair. Somebody call me and say they're not true. This is it. And the most funny part about it all now, government is interested in saving your face. They are coercing the students to do public apology.
For what?
Because the government want to save face. They want to come out, go and say, oh. So they're coercing the students to come out and do public apology.
Few of their friends
Mhm.
to just come out and say, let it go.
And I like to say this. I know the children are very young. Sometimes they can bow to pressure, but history has a way of recording you. You see the nations too with you. Everybody has expressed solidarity. If you dare come out and they write any kind of thing and give it to you, you can't read it, say you apologize. Students do not apologize for government reckless actions. Because the government acted recklessly, that's how the students came out. So who should be apologizing is the president of the Republic of Liberia for failing the MCSS school system by appointing a tribal chronist or bigot who's there and have breaking down everything that existed as a system in that place. It's Bwaka that must be apologizing. It is not the student that bloated the supplementary payroll. Not the student, not at all. So who should be apologizing? Is the government, and of course the superintendent that must be apologizing. But they're trying to create a kind of PR, stunt for the students to come out and say, oh, we apologize for the public disturbance, to exonerate them and also exonerate the police and make it seem as though this, when you do that, they're trying to shift all of the blame on you. The police will now go and say, oh, they had to apologize. And then the police will concoct narrative that you attacked them. And that's what the tear gas you, wounded some of your colleagues. If you apologize, you students, or I think one or Sano, if you apologize, right, you will be letting down your colleagues that were beaten with baton, tear gas, and left unconscious. You will be compromising them. And in the future, they will remind you, do not apologize. This rural government must take responsibility and they must take action. Why are they refusing to take action publicly?
And Abu, this thing, when the government took over, I think one of the presentations that I did here on the Friday's edition of the program, I made a disclosure to Liberians, and I said the party chairman of the Unity Party had gone to all appointed government officials, and in fact he went to all of the district coordinators and requested them to submit their names that they wanted for employment, the people that they wanted to have to, at least so the government can bring in government. And all of these people, some of them submitted their names, it has been acted upon, and some are still pending and all of that. So when you see that today MCSS students, the teachers are complaining and the government is not able to look in their direction to pay them their just benefit, it is because the government did not recruit based on merit, but the government recruited because they wanted to accommodate their partisans. And this is the thread now. Now that the CSA is saying they come and do hair counts, trust me, many of you who have been over there for a couple of years and have diligently served your various institutions, trust me, they are on a purported plan to get you off, because especially when they feel you are not a part of their system, you are not from within their cycle. This is
because they're already blaming opposition.
Yes.
So they will use that to remove you.
Using that, they will use that now to get you off the system. So trust me, you will come inside hearing complaints again. This time now it will come from the teachers, because they have to accommodate their people that they brought that supported them. If you see supporters of the rescue mission passing around or staging protests, going to offices and causing havoc because they want to be included in government, trust me, the government is always looking for ways to get off people they believe are not in their lives. So this government got involved into bringing on board people who are not even qualified as compared to the ones that are there or were there. They got involved into bringing people because of party sentiment. They brought these people in, and they have part the payroll of the MCSS have gone high up. So as a result of that, now they are unable to pay. Already, this government is seriously constrained. Don't mind all that bluffing thing, and you can see them making sharp more all around.
No money, money been hard.
The only thing the government is able to do now is to purchase new vehicles for the president convoy. Is to purchase armor for police, because the police is executing the mission, the real mission that they came for, that the mission. When you go in the street to exercise your right, they join you, they beat you. So as a result of that, the government is appreciating the police by buying them new armor jeeps.
That's correct.
So you are the people, the teachers, and even the civil servants, the common people, you trust me, your salary time will kind of go. It happening right now, 2-3 months. You stay high in your we won't support our government. Our government will try to protect our government. The real time will come when you yourself will not have already. There are no vehicles at some of these government institutions to take you from your place, your homes, and bring you on, or bring you to your office and take you from the office back home. And at the Ministry of Health, the one out there, Martha Morris using it as a private car. But for some of you, you're still sitting and acting like, oh, our government will protect our government. It will come a time when you will not have transportation to come to work. It will come a time when you will not have the common food to eat. So all of what you're saying and you're doing it, that you're protecting your government, you cannot protect your government at the detriment of your own survival. The earlier you come up to speak, the better it is for partners to start stepping in so that it don't go far above our hands.
That's correct. So basically, what we have to do is to expose these things for you to know what is happening to your country, what is happening with your country. And they're very important. They are all very, very important. And that's why we will not cease to do the things that matter in an environment where the suppression of free press, the suppression of independent media, but we are still braving the storm, still taking the risks and doing all we can to bring you these informations. And they are troubled and worried as to how we are even getting these informations. But that's because we are way ahead of them in the game.
Mhm.
So we are going to look at our cash giveaway. Probably we'll call some frequent players.
Yeah,
So
so
we
we
have
can just do. We want to do our. We want to do draw first to give out 20,000 to at least one or two persons. So *799 star.
when we come from here
70
now, we're
hash.
going straight into our
Yes.
real conversation.
Yes, *799 star. Maybe we can open the lines on that MCSS stuff.
Mhm.
Yes. So
They'll call that
*799
person.
star 70 hash. *799 star 70 hash for just $200 Liberian dollars. You stand a chance to receive for yourself instant cash price of 10,000 or 20,000 right here this morning. So let's call out this person, and you can continue to play. We want to do at least two draws now. We want to do two draws now, and then we give out more money to you. *799 star 70 hash. Let's talk to see whether this person is good. Please don't hold it. Don't keep us waiting, because this is we are up, and this is time that we're using, and we just want to give you a sharp and then move on. So *799 star 70 hash is the code. This person on the first try you've not answered. So the second we move on. I am supposed to call you 3 times at least, so that yes, you can be able to pick. So this is the second time I'm calling you. So if you can't pick, and the office is maybe the office now is going to be the one to call you, we'll just try to the third and final time. This is the third and final time that I am calling to confirm that you've received money. That's it, to confirm your name and all of that. Then we move on to send you your money that you will win right here. So *799 hash. *799 star 70 hash. *799 star 70 hash. And just for $200 Liberian dollars, you stand a chance. So this person, since this person can pick, let me move to the next person on this line of winners. So let's see. Let's move to the next person on this line.
So the person missed it 3 times.
Missed it 3 times. So you
Wow.
Yes. So let's move on to the next person on the line of winners.
Now, how much thousand the miss?
10,000 he's supposed to be. He or she's supposed to be winning. These are the people who always complain that I've played and I've now won. This is the time that we're giving you money now. Let's move on to see whether the next person is going to pick. If you can pick 2, then yes, I will have to withdraw. Two person came up. Okay.
Hello?
This person is good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm relatively okay. This is Hagar Gonda, and I'm here calling you from Freedom FM, Chief.
Hello?
Good morning, and I'm saying this is Hagar Gonda. I'm calling you from Freedom FM.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name firstly attached to this number? Then we can start off from there.
My name is Sekou Dolly.
Sekou?
Yeah, Dolly.
Dolly, Sekou Dolly. Sekou, your name is okay, Sekou Dolly.
Yeah.
So Sekou Dolly. Sekou, have you been playing the cash giveaway before, and did you play this morning?
Yeah. I played 6 times.
You played 6 times this morning, so that is to say you used 1,200. Have you won from this program before?
No, I know I've won my first time.
But this is the first time playing it, or you've been playing it before?
I've been playing it 2 up. I can't win.
Wow, you've been playing it, you've not won before. So you say you played 6 times this morning. Sekou, you will receive 10,000 as part of our list of winners here this morning. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, so you can continue to play too. At least you've gotten 8,800 profit because you say you use 1,200. So yes. Okay. So you'll receive your 10,000 and I will call you so you confirm to the public that you've received your money, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. *799 *70#. You too can be like Sekou and the other guy who did not pick. I hope the office can call him so he get his money from there. But
Yeah, I think that's what you would do. So
yes.
So that is that. You two can continue playing. So we're gonna have a lot of winner here. So Hega will be trying to queue for us the videos, the interactions yesterday at the court.
So the reason is this computer from here.
Yeah, no, would you play on the speaker? Yeah. So basically, what I will try to do is to just read for you our people out there. There is this article, very detailed in the front page Africa. So I'm going to try to read while we'll try to get some of those clips and quotes from the court hearing on yesterday. That is very important because the soul of this country is start to the impasse. You know, we predicted it long ahead. We told you that nothing will work, nothing will happen in the country, and some of you downplay it, and now it is happening, and we are telling you again. Now, Liberia Supreme Court slams majority block for disregarding procedures in speaker removal attempt. Right? Speaker removal attempt. They have not removed him yet. So you have to listen to the English. In their attempt, they have been attempting, they continue to attempt to remove him. But in that process, the Supreme Court says, right, and slams their disregard for the procedures and the laws and rules governing speaker's removal. Now, in a sharp rebuke to the majority bloc of the House of Representatives, the Supreme Court of Liberia on Wednesday, March 26, strongly criticized the bloc for failing to follow proper legislative procedures in their ongoing efforts to unseat Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. They are still trying their best to remove the man. And there's a breaking news to that part that I will tell you, but let me conclude. The court emphasized that any attempt to remove the speaker must adhere to constitutional rules. So if you want to move speaker in the country, all you have to do, make sure that whatever you will do must adhere to constitutional rules, right, Hagar? That's what the law says. The law does nothing stop anybody from removing speaker. You can remove speaker anytime you want to remove them, but make sure your action adhere to the rules of the Constitution. Specifically, requiring a legitimate sitting of the House and the support of at least 49 votes, Article 49, which is very key. So before you jump to Article 33, you must first of all fulfill Article 49. And what the Constitution says, it spells out what you have to do. Get 49 votes. To be elected as Speaker, you need 37 votes for the most part. Right? That's simple majority. But to remove that speaker now, you need 49. There is a wisdom in there. So doing a hearing on the bill of information filed by Speaker Kofa's legal team, Chief Justice Siane Yo, and other justices underscore the chaos caused by the majority bloc's action. Liberians, are you listening? When we used to sit down here and tell you and inform you that these people are committing or creating chaos in the country, you also partisanship over your country. Now you are sitting, where you are seated, you can see the magnitude of chaos and danger that these guys are causing. If you know it, you all will wake up one morning and join and tell Richard Kun to sit down banana there, right? Man, bring a hay or so. But again, all of it, I see some children go do something. Say, I don't know, resilient intellectual for Richard Nangweku. I saw that one laugh. You see, and I hustle now. where he, Speaker Kofa, is still sitting, and you open a parallel session, it can create chaos. Folks, what did we see? The speaker is there. Then you went ahead, you're going to join chamber, you create a parallel session. See that chaos. The court say that chaos, Richie Kun, them, and Bwaka, them were causing for the country. Chief Justice Yo warned, highlighting the dangers of bypassing established legislative processes. Say it is dangerous. If you see the law say do it like that, and you decide to take shortcut, you bypass it. Say it's dangerous. It can cause problem. The court had previously ruled that legislative proceedings, including the removal of a speaker, must meet quorum requirements and adhere to constitutional leadership procedures. The quorum requirement in the removal in this instant case is what? 49. Did you get that? No. But when you talk to them behind the scene, they say, oh, we even get 50. So, but bring the 50 now, the 50 can come. Right? Despite this, the majority bloc has continued to hold separate sessions without the speaker presiding and sought to push forward with its agenda. In response, Speaker Kofa and other members of the House filed a bill of information with the court asking for enforcement of the previous ruling. They argue that the majority bloc's action undermined the Constitution, calling for their actions to be declared null and void. That means what Kofa and his team actually calling is that these things the people are doing is in violation of the Constitution, and we want this to be established. And when established, we want every action they have taken, whether it's passage of the budget and an illegal law which is in my possession, increasing taxes, goods and service tax, right? Right? Increasing taxes and burden on the Liberian people, that all of those must be deemed null and void because they did not go through the proper legislative processes that involving debates and public hearing. Did you even know that the government had introduced an amendment into the tax law? No, we're just hearing it when they finish passing it. They argue that the majority black action undermines the Constitution, calling for their actions to be declared null and void. The petitioners emphasized that the majority bloc was intentionally disregarding the court's order and continuing to conduct illegitimate proceedings. Through the hearing, the court made it clear that the majority bloc's disregard for procedure was a serious concern. The court said that yesterday. That Richard Kun, Jeremiah Kun, Tomo Faladem, the gang, the RLJ gangsters continue to disregard. They country not for your man, your pa. This is a country of law, but you thought you could use power, unchecked power. Nonsense. So Justice Yemi Kwekwe Gbese, our old man, emphasized that while the court cannot compel the legislature to act in a specific way, it must ensure that any actions taken are in line with constitutional principles. And this is all the court is doing. The court is not interfering as they're trying to make it seem. Justice Yusuf D. Kaba also expressed doubts about the majority bloc's legal justification for their action. Justice Kaba said, I doubt the justification what you're providing here. Again, no legal basis, no legal ground. You ain't sending the lawyers. You're looking at people not get you. Questioning what? The validity of their claims in light of the court's previous ruling. When the court ruled, you saw my man Jim Kula say he do a lawyer. Oh, is that giving a heavily accentuated interpretation of the court ruling? All that thing are looking funny. When one English county, sir, my uncle then tell count the other side. So so you wanna is a real phone or anything. Councillor Vani Shemon, representing the majority black, one man who has been reverent for his legal and command in this country, respected, who has had and represented most of the prominent concessions and businesses in this town, respecting his legal prowess, representing the majority black, attempted to defend the actions of his clients, arguing that a majority of the House could convene a session and that the speaker need not be present. That was our man. What we know. That was the message. Message after the post sanction, your whole brain shaking your head. So the message send the post that majority black. They can go ahead. They can have the session. They don't need the speaker to be there. But when you read the law says something contrary. This was so disgraceful on the part of the old man. However, the court quickly rejected the line of reasoning, reaffirming that legislative procedures required the presence of a constitutionally elected speaker to preside over proceedings. Liberians, after every general election in the country, what is the first activity you see the legislature will do, Hagar?
To conduct speakership election.
Speakership election.
The same is applied to the Senate. They
Okay.
conduct pro-tempship election.
You know why that happens? Because that legislature cannot function without a constitutionally elected speaker. Anything they will be doing will be ultra viral.
Most definitely. That's why it is always a part of their activities. So
the first thing they do, they elect a speaker. So, but then where is Councillor Vanny Sherman coming from? Right? So the court, the lawyers say the other way, it makes sense. Chief Justice Yo stressed that both sides were relying on Article 33 of the Constitution, which mandates that legislative proceedings be presided over by a legitimate speaker. Article 33, Hagar has it, and we have read it here several times. It's in the Constitution. Make sure as a citizen, don't be like the RLJ gangsters. Make sure you read your Constitution. It's important. Buy a copy and give it to your children. Let them grow up reading the Constitution, the penal code of this country. Let them know the laws. She questioned why the majority bloc will seek to conduct a parallel session. A parallel session, what that means for our own money, for two things to be happening simultaneously. You on this side, the way you can set your table then. When you set the other man table, say no. In the case, you can set the two tables near each other. That one table will be functioning before. That one table must be functioning, but you can't have two tables saying that, and no, you can't wear that. So you must move my local table and make sure you bring my Kofa table there. She questioned why the majority bloc will seek to conduct a parallel session when Speaker Kofa, as the constitutionally elected speaker, was still in office and actively presiding over the House. Justice Wolokoli further noted that if the majority bloc continues to flout the Constitution, it could set a dangerous precedent for future legislative action. And how many times did we talk about that here? Right? But mind you now, the Jim Scholar, and one thing I enjoyed yesterday, Jim Scholar and put the formula there, the people will say there was some of them. Either disrespect or disrespecting the code. Most children, they come from school. The people go football yesterday, then you go sit down there, challenging the code and so on. You will go there, you will go defend. Nobody will be there.
That's misuse of power.
Of power. So they will go there. There are rules to follow. And if those rules are not followed, it will open the door for future violations. And this is why everybody must commend Funati Kofa, trying to preserve the laws of this country. He will have compromised. Right? He will have given up like Snow and Tyler and others. She won, reinforcing the importance of maintaining procedural integrity. But the people say they don't want to do that. And the president supports them. And Gafon of all people recognizes them and takes instruction from them. What kind of country are we running? The people who you trust so much are the one that can disappoint you. In a final remark, but don't mind it. One day Gafon will go say you won't be president. Thank God say you're getting to know a record now. Right? In a final remark, the Supreme Court concluded that it will not take sides, right, but had provided an interpretation of the law that the House of Representatives must follow in order to resolve the current crisis. It is not on the court to resolve it. It is on you. It's going to come back to you. But we will just provide an interpretation of the law and what you need to do and what you must do. Legal pundits say the sharp rebuke of the majority bloc lawyers, Council of Vani Sherman, by the full bench of the Supreme Court implied that the majority bloc led by Richard Kuhn had defied the ruling issued by the Supreme Court in December 2024, which declared their attempt to remove Speaker Kufuor unconstitutional. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has reserved ruling into the matter for a later date. Additionally, Chief Justice Yo is requesting the Ministry of Justice to provide additional security for each of the associate justices prior to the final decision. Because look, folks, Ega, and you will come in. You know why the Chief Justice ended up with a caveat? There has been numerous assassination attempts on the life of Speaker Kufuor. We're telling you this. The gangsters are desperate to butcher the Constitution. So as the Supreme Court justices are standing by the laws and standing by the country, they fear death. They fear their life. They have to instruct the Ministry of Justice now to increase the security and protection. Hey, God, but this is it. This is a summary of exactly what happened.
Yes, Abu, listening and watching the activities yesterday at the court, I think there are some other things that we need to work on as a country. One is, but I'm sure again they will not, because these are the very same people who should be putting up that law. The only issue in the court, the only issue that the court is having here that people feel like they are in charge is because our laws have not been able to clearly explain to us what should be the ways for how can the minority bloc compel individuals who are refusing to go for section. And if they fail, what should be done? That is the only thing that is keeping these guys, and you see them bluffing, passing all around here today. And if somebody feel the court is interfering with the workings of the legislative branch of government, or the judiciary is interfering, I think that person have to rethink. And it's coming from people who just feel, yeah, they get really one-sided, their whole head, they get one-sided thing. If the court was in the habit of interfering in that impasse at the legislative branch, what the court was going to be telling us, or telling the minority bloc or the legislature, is you can't let all of us sit down and make a law on how somebody can be compelled.
Mm-hmm.
So the court is not telling you so. The court will say all of what they will say and read all of the legal or reliances and things. Then they tell you, say, go back. That was the mandate that the court gave them earlier. The court said, go back and settle your issue and resolve your issue in line with the laws of our country. So the laws in Article 33 and Article 49, there are laid down procedures.
Correct.
Laid down procedures on how you elect a speaker, how, in case you want to remove that speaker, how you are supposed to proceed to remove that speaker. So anything that you do contrary, why on earth you'll go in line with the Constitution to elect a speaker, but you want to remove the man in a hostile and gangsterized movement? Then you say no, you can't, how to call it, you can't consult, or you can't go in line with the Constitution. The Constitution says 49. And whatever you do, you have to get the 49 if you must ensure that your action is legally supported. You fail to do so. And then Vani Sherman, I understand, my papa. I understand.
See how they made it.
Say you left from the legislature. I understand that you have to just continue, because that's what, especially with the sanction that is on you now, you have to just continue. And just whether whether you see that there are legal reliance to what you go support the person on, whether there are no legal reliance, you just have to do it because the guys into they get seen. So you just have to collect their money and eat it. And it is clear. You just have to collect their money and eat it. But you proved yesterday, you made Liberians to question even some of us who got absolutely, or let's say little or no knowledge of legal activities or legal proceedings.
But have held you in high esteem.
You made us understand, you made us to think some way about you. We held you in high esteem. From your days at the legislature, I was one person, but then I was assigned at the Senate. I used to admire your work. Even when you were sanctioned,
when you passing, we see him coming.
Yes.
Say, yeah, be loyal coming.
Even when you were sanctioned, we went out to your office there to have a conversation with you, invited us and all of that. I have seen you always in
so the conversation you left.
You left. So we've held you in high esteem. And we've created that level of respect for you. But Council, let's be frank now, Council. The way some of the things you were saying yesterday, a child who have not seen you before, who don't know much about you, would they respect you from what they just saw yesterday? Because your only argument was majority black. Then they go ask the men, they say, when the guys were holding their parallel section, where were the speaker? He said they were in office.
So let the people listen
and continue to play your cash giveaway. Star 799 star 70 hash. So when we come back, we can check out the system to see that we've given, or we can try to give out money to somebody. So star 799 star 70 hash is the code. Then we'll come back, we'll do more draws and do frequent draws.
So Liberians, we are again venerated. So we can walk the streets with our heads up high. Because look, let me tell you something. In the majority black, we have friends. You all, James Colette. James Colette is a brother. Right? And there are few others. In fact, we have family. But when politics reaches a point, it's not about that anymore. It's about the country. So you can be my friend, you can be our friend, you can be our brother, you can be our family. But if your actions are against the general well-being of the state, trust me, you're not going to have us there.
And many of you, they don't understand. Some of you feel like you got more friends in government than. But let's be frank. Let me be frank with you, like Abu said. Some of us breaking our personal relationship with some of these guys because we believe they are not in line or they are not in the interest of our country. We're breaking up our personal relationship with these guys.
You know what? And what thing we're depriving ourselves of?
Bulk of these guys today in the majority of black are people who we were close to, but because of our stance against their illegal and junta action, no, that relationship have been broken. And we don't care about that. We're only doing it in the interest of our country.
Who really cares? At the end of the day, they're being there. Who have it benefited? They, their families, their cronies, and that's all.
When I could sit and tell you, say we're going to.
How much do I really need?
We can go sit down with Kun today. Kun will maybe look at her and give her even 1,000, 2,000.
So, but guess what now? You know what the men worry about? All their hormone children they buy, the jinkola, the baby children what you buy, for the family and all the things that men grab the feed from the lay 9 months. They that 9 month committee chairman Jordan what they been having. Look,
guys have tasted the money.
When the law is clear, you guys will restitute all. In fact, the risks that hovers now is people will be held for perjury.
And I think Abu
treason. Sorry, treason. Because the action is treason.
I think one thing that the court's supposed to be doing. I think the court should. I don't know, but the court's supposed to now hold the justice minister in contempt. Why?
No,
because the justice.
So minister, you know where the justice minister and all of them going to come in. So if it is clearly established that will go wait for the ruling, the final ruling.
But Abu, just on the legal arguments yesterday, it proved that the justice minister misinterpreted the court. But again,
and the people did not say anything new yesterday. They've been saying that, and we too, talking to our legal friend and we brought counselor, they explained the thing and everything, but still. So they're not anything new now, but because there's still some people, and mind you, this country not ready to make progress. So Very educated people still be talking, say, oh, the code need to be. Listen, law, they're not yes or no, that reasoning. So if you're here not set to reason, to understand what reasoning is, right? Then forget about it now. Just sit down, you wait. But don't be heading out here say, oh, they come on, you tell oh yes or no. Well, they come on, you tell say you wrong, you right. That's it. How law being work? No, you gotta make sense. But you bring on something good to understand these things. Just sit down, no, yes or no. Go sit down, carry screen. You go do your yes or no, Sonny. But let's play this, and then we'll come back and hear from you, the Liberian people.
The moment versus accomplets and waiting scribes. Accomplets. Gentlemen's. And I should people. Wow. Council. Okay. All right. Representation. No text. So that's cheap. I'm putting on the record. Do we have do we have for those who are outside? Okay, let them come in and start.
Come on, make sure everybody there, the Chief Justice. Do we have seat for those that are outside? Yeah, make sure everybody can inside. Everything happening from everybody. Almost say they're not people doing. Hey, be clear. If people outside, yeah, bring it inside. Before they go say, oh, the other person was outside. That the informant, yeah, no, that the speaker of Cooper people. I think this is Arthur Johnson. No, that Jonathan Massacre. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, the Chief Justice is kind of laying the basis.
Justice did not name the Ministry of Justice as a party. This would say that despite the naming or non-naming of the Ministry of Justice in the original bill of information and the amended bill of information, it is the law that the Ministry of Justice is all upon only in the instance where the Republic of Liberia is then the Ministry of Justice comes.
And the role of the Ministry of Justice now, the Attorney General, that what she's talking about.
This is not being in the curriculum of this law or as concepts of this law. The many changes is excused from the information received and it is a matter.
So tell the Ministry of Justice from inside. So you go sit on the prisoner inside the room. Like the command and authority of the Chief Justice and demonstrated yesterday.
That's for what?
Oh yeah,
That's
and you
rule.
saw that. You saw real character. This is Councilor Arthur
He's making a submission
on behalf of Speaker Cooper legal team.
To enforce December 6, 2024 ruling in the re-edition to determine constitutionality of setting the House of Representatives. The ruling states that any act or member of the House of Representatives that do not conform to Articles 73 and 49 of the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria are considered ultra-virus. In the context of the legal definition of ultra-virus, the action is unconstitutional, but those actions are unconstitutional. And as a result of these illegal actions, they are void.
Null and void. The way you got there was wrong. So everything you do while there is wrong. That's the reason of the law.
The office of the bill of information is intended to bring well, that this particular ruling or the situation in the ruling is on the case that when it is interfered that the or any purpose when they taken by the party in the case of the enforcement the first administration of the government yes, the Supreme Court has the authority, inherent authority to enforce its ruling when it is observed ruling impeded by the party or the person who was filed the proceedings. And so we always cover the information here. So, the government is someone says opinion that you render. Yes. Even though the enforcement of the law is constitutionally accepted.
So you see where Arthur Johnson and the lawyers, I mean the justices are having issues. He's about the enforcement of the ruling on December 6th, right? And the justices want him to establish the law that says that the Supreme Court is supposed to go out and impose. That one is understandable. Because the complainants do not trust that the executive will act, rightly as required by the law. They are now being seen as party to the case, evident by what the Minister of Justice did.
With the strong the Supreme Court the Supreme Court is being properly executed, obstructed, and ignored. The legislative framework no violence or something, even a system of
Okay, these are things that we definitely have to share with you so that our comments are not seen as if to say we are making them up. Because now the reason we do these things normally is because we are cognizant that we are broadcasting through radio signals, and that all of our audience may not have the capacity to be online to have follow, listen to these things. So when we have the opportunity to sit behind this microphone, we do not assume that everybody hear it, everybody listen to it, or everybody watched it. No. Most of our people rely on us for them. So when we have them, we bring it to them. And then this is exactly what it is. So the arguments were basically centered around the decision. The bit of information was to understand all of what was happening, all of what that has happened since the Supreme Court ruled in the matter, and the flagrant abuse and violation of the Supreme Court's ruling were the things the Rule of Law Caucus and their lawyers were seeking the Supreme Court to ensure that the outcome of the ruling is interpreted and, of course, is enforced, is made to take effect. So that is it. And then when it came to the defense, Vani Shema, it was requiring them to tell us why they have refused to do what they ought to do. And then basically they started to put up arguments that weren't in line with the ruling or the decision of the Supreme Court. So they needed to be reminded about the unconstitutionality of their client's action and decisions that they have taken, and the need for them to recognize that and consider the procedure. All of the justices emphasize on the procedure. They are not raising questions to say you cannot remove your speaker, but rather the procedure. Respect the procedure. You have not followed the procedure, so everything you're doing is chaotic. Your action has created chaos in the land. We saw one morning, the 18th day of December morning, we woke up, fire on the Capitol building. Fast forward, one lawmaker collected Jalo hammer and went to the Capitol building and started busting speaker door. Another day, police officers are taken to the place with baton to beat on lawmakers. That is chaos. And I like how the Chief Justice placed it right. Everything that's happening in the town is as a result of this illegal action that's being sponsored by the president. And now the president himself is embarrassed and all that. Hagar.
Yes. It's good that we play these things so that the people themselves can listen to it. But it is clear that the quote-unquote majority bloc that live within the confine of the laws of our country, the majority bloc have not respected any provision of the Constitution, and that activities, that action is terrible, And that's why I love it when the Chief Justice made a reference to what she referred to as chaos when it was challenged. When I think Her Honor James Eto Howard Wolokoli said the action of the majority bloc is leading to chaos and all of that. And Councillor Sherman wanted to question that, and the Chief Justice tried to outline several key things that she considered as chaotic as sins. And these activities, it is only good that this is what I have understand from Councillor Kofa's camp. Councillor Kofa doesn't intend to stay there.
No, I can tell you clearly, and then you continue. Councillor Kofa, in confidence, has expressed, zero desire in continuing as speaker. Basically, all he wants now is
Just
for
to
the right
ensure
thing to
that the
be.
right thing is done.
In fact, even if there's something right now, they go sit down. And another thing I've also eardropped from the ECOWAS people meeting and stuff. In fact, the proposals that are on the table now is for the government and the president to consider the two parties, both Kofa and Kun, to sit down and do fresh elections.
And
So it's up to the president.
So
see
that is
what he's gonna do.
the only thing that I think is the way forward in this case. Kofa don't intend to stay over there. Kofa just want the right thing to be done in line with the laws of our country, and once the laws are respected, and then he will give out everything and ensure that a fresh election is held. And your people say they got a majority. Your people say they got 50 names, you got 50 signatures. Let's go to fresh election. You bring your 50 because I'm sure that 37 can make you a speaker. So
I can just imagine.
if you get 50, that overwhelming vote.
Yeah.
So what is the difficult thing over there for you to go to fresh election? Is the government really trying to clarify or support Kun's statement that he is the regime speaker? He was brought as the regime speaker.
But let him go to
in
election
support of
and do
that?
another regime speaker. Simple. But you can't continue with this man.
When the laws of our country is being disrespected only because you want to prove to somebody that, yeah, you got their back, then it is terrible. The laws of our country has been disrespected. You want to continue?
So let's check up and basically see what these things are going to be like. And of course, we can have you come in and talk to us. But just before we do that, Higa, let's first of all recognize some of the comments.
Yes.
And then as soon as Higa is done with that,
then we give our cash to as well. *799 hash.
Then we go to the phone lines.
Yes. *799 hash. Reply. Sorry. *799 *70 hash. *799 *70 hash. Reply with the frequency you want to play from, and then you stand a chance to receive instant cash price of 20,000 or 10,000. Let's recognize some of our followers.
Yeah, now I'll just
with George Watkins Jr., who says, "Good morning, everyone. I'm following from my comfort zone in district number 13, Montserrado County, Liberia." Chelsea firstborn Yaya Kruma says, "Good morning to the Freedom FM family. My name is Yaya J. Kruma. I'm following the show from the western region of Liberia. Maswell Nimpa says he's watching. Agatha Glasgow says, I am watching from Tinkers Village, RI Road, where the common citizen children live. Amara Jala Kamara says, good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia family. I am following live from Brussels. Many thanks for the great service. Prince David says, good afternoon from South Korea. That's good morning from our end, Prince. Grant Thomas, I am following you from South Australia. Yes, let's see. Where is the next comment here? Honorable Ericson Siba Tuba, watching from Sino County. Rutland E.N. Shilu says, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Johnson Dollar says, good morning, guys. I'm watching from my New Jersey resident this morning. Joseph Nimlen Truawale says the sound is terrible. I don't know. Only you. James Lamy says good morning. Juje Wawe says good morning, guys. I am following live from Johnsonville. Briziso Tamba Jr. says good morning, guys. I'm Ernest Chukubo Tamba, watching live from Partnersville, Kesselly Boulevard, 1502 community. Keep up the good work. Asata M. Miller says, good morning, Freedom Morning Rise family. I am watching live from Soul Clinic community. Good to be on the show. Mohammed Sion says, monitoring you from my end. Lawrence Harris Jr. Good morning, brother. Venetius Junior Bar, watching from District 16. Molali Patmo says, good morning, Freedom family. I am watching you guys from Cardwell. Bobby Jadia says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm watching from my Sion Town resident this morning.
Okay.
CDC Papi Success Cater for life. Good morning, Freedom FM family. From Dupert Road Rescue Turn to Big Excuse. Manage your expectation for 2029. About too many of them.
Too many of
them.
But that is just to signal how the entire country, Liberians, the Liberian nation is interested in these conversations, folks. We won't do the something. Yeah. So you listen to the views, you listen to the folks that are on. Right now, copper rice price has increased. Taxes on goods are going up. Services are going up. I'm told, reading the law, the only service, I think we'll read that law. I have it here, right? The only service that telephone, I think internet service, because they're scared, you know, they want the children protested that time for the data business, so they removed that one. Besides that, everything. So things you are used to going to pay like $50 for when you go, the service provider will start telling you now you got to pay $60, $75. To break down why our lawmakers are fighting up Capitol Hill. Why our lawmakers are fighting Capitol Hill. Listen to the Human Rights Report on the country. So we have read, we have analyzed, we've played parts of what happened, and this is where we have come with the impasse supported by the president in our national legislature, particularly the House of Representatives, that resulted into the burning of the Capitol building. That has also resulted into the torture of innocent Liberian citizens. And now we're seeing these things happening. Liberians, speak your mind. Talk to the issue. This is about your country. This is about the future of your children. When you call on these phones, you speak your mind. Let the government know. Let the partner know how we feel, how we think that Sierra Leone is making progress. Cote d'Ivoire is making progress. Guinea is leapfrogging. We're here entrapped in bad and terrible leadership, selfish leadership, divisive leadership, chaotic, and complete retrogression. How do you feel? Look at your life. Call the phone, speak. Presidents listening, all of them. Look at where we are after wasting our time. 0776 104 104 086 500 104. You are going to do the talking. It's you. It is you that's going to do the talking. The ECOWAS people here, they're taking note. They will go to Abuja and carry the findings. So the views of the Liberians on the local media were loud, that they want the rule of law, they want respect for their constitution. and they denounced Richard Kuhn, Liberians must participate. That's the essence of having a free press, so that your views will be heard. And we are committed to doing that this morning on 0776 104 104, 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers. People ain't going to run this country anyhow they want, anyhow they feel. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so we lost that. Let's take from on this end right now. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me say good morning to Ika. This is Desmond Carr, the featuring in PA that keeping this unprepared president feet to the fire to deliver. So, what is laughable yesterday when Vani was asked where were the speaker? He was all face. Can you imagine that? But what is surprising to me is that Vani has never been in the interest of the Liberian poor when it comes to the legal profession. Mind you, he always has been a corporate lawyer. Okay? When these companies come in the country, what they are against our interest, Vani is the one that represents them. So he was defending the few dollars that were placed in your pocket because you knew that you're going to have to anywhere with this oh my God. The people have not come down with their what we say and what we follow yesterday, we stay following this morning. It is clear where we are headed. And same brother had made a mistake from the beginning. If you really serious about moving this country forward, you should not start withdrawing the ticketed union from his so-called majority speaker. Because it is clear that nothing allows you to have an extra section outside of the Constitution. What you're supposed to do, go under the gavel of fanatic paper, put your issue on go, speak chapter on the agenda, fanatic views instead, he will go through the hearing. If you got him necessary that he go, he did the thing.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Go ahead. We'll take 222 and then we'll come back. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Good morning to my own dear brother Higa for the level of cross-examination on what is unfolding at the first branches of government. I mean, you guys are very fast-sighted, my man. This is what will always be a listener to you guys' stations. By the way, for the record stations, I'm Pocat, Robert, and this morning for stations. My man, Library, when you know you look at the voices and the faces of Library, you know that Library is happy because they are wrapped and they are respected, have been restored again by the Chief Justice, along with police at large. Yesterday, it was a proud that brought to us as a country that mean well, or even that comes that is on a path or what we call transparency and rules of law.
Okay, so what do you think will be the outcome? And okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu Sharif.
Good morning.
My name is Joseph S. McGill. I'm from my housing area. I think the concerns have to do with what happened at the Ministry of Justice or the Chamber of Justice yesterday. Actually, what took place, what transpired down there was almost like a slap in the face of Richard Nambekun, who called himself Speaker. If I was going to be Richard Nambekun by this time, I was just going to leave that whole speakership thing, purporting to be a speaker, and just take my leave and just go after my family business or do my little business on the side and just do that little business. But purporting yourself as a speaker where people are not recognizing you, look at the kind of question from our justices yesterday to their lawyers, that the president of Council, Vani Sherman.
Okay.
It was a total disgrace.
Total disgrace. Thank you very much. Let's hold you there. Oh my God. My hand touched the wrong button. And so, but yes, all the phones are ringing. And let's take this one. Good morning. Yeah.
First thing,
Go ahead.
I would like to address Fanny Chairman. I want to tell Fanny Chairman that a lot of Nigerians have respect for him. So what he did is exactly the example of a good year. So we are fortunate to not be such mistake because of maybe profit, self-interest, or maybe finances, try to get the rules that we keep in ideology. So we please expect you to see what you think. And to put which is I'm working as well as a good citizen. So please stop this rule that you establishing this country and the president is looking at it. We're not saying anything. So we don't do any war here. The peace and stability that former President John Mahama brought to this country. We want to continue here until all of our others. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're experiencing some issues with our WhatsApp, and so yes, it's becoming very, very difficult for us to pick. Good morning on this end.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
And that may say it's going to the peace officer of Nigeria.
So AB, you can call me on my personal WhatsApp, man, or if you have, you got on. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
This is Jehovah Jacob Lambo, and I call you from a Pache resident. And I will thank you all so much this morning for the show. You see, I will sometimes this baffle me. When I share tears for this country, I want to see people that stood on the green and sought to photo our lawmaker. After these people and they are acting irresponsible that they don't know the law. Let me say, answer to Francisco. He said, well, the school that sometimes we exercise our fundamental rights. We understand. Offer them well. They tell the zero. They tell the other people. So they see us right on Singapore. But let the law be tested. So Kofa is not tested for power.
Okay, thank you very much. Kofa is not tested for power. Liberians are speaking their minds. Let's hear Eugene. Eugene, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu, and let me say good morning to Hagar. My name is Eugene Jobo. For you for a couple of bars. Abu, I follow the analysis, and it is not strange. Abu, these are things that you have been saying over and over since the first started. So for me, it's not strange. And even the question that occurred yesterday from the Supreme Court bench, it wasn't strange to me. But I don't want to announce to Liberian people that the third citizen of Liberia.
Do you think Rachel Kuhn and the majority black will listen when the Supreme Court rule finally against them?
They are bound to listen.
But do you trust, or looking at what you see, what you know, looking at, you think these people can agree to respect the laws of the country?
Abu, they'll be forced to respect the law of the country. Because
how they will be forced now?
We as citizens, Abu, will take on the national legislature with a civil protest.
That's shot more you're making, man. You're not talking plenty. That's shot more you're making.
Abu, let me conclude on this. So the third citizens of Liberia very soon will be announcing a legal action against the national legislature. Abu, if you may be aware, in recent time, you heard that.
Okay, thank you. You're still be announcing legal action. Thank you very much, Eugene. David King, what do you think? You think these people will leave their thing here and respect the court and respect the law?
Abu, these people are lawless people. As a matter of fact, we do not see, for me, let me be very much clear with you. I do not see Rachel Kuhn, the lens of Fude Formula, James Colette, and the rest of the renegades that are sitting at the level of the national legislature to listen to whatever ruling that will be passed on to them.
But there's a country of law. There's a country of law. Why wouldn't they?
They have made it lawless. Evident by the fact that Mr. Boga himself was the first person to start violating the law. And because of the president being the one, because there's a saying in our country that says, leader lead by example, right? So he being a leader, and he led by example by disrespecting the very Supreme Court.
And if they do not respect if they do not respect the Supreme Court as you are insinuating, what do you think will happen?
My brother, if they fail to listen to what the Supreme Court has said, that Rachel Kuhn is no longer speaker. Speaker Kofa is the speaker
The
of the
Supreme
Promotional
Court did not
Liberia.
say so, David. The Supreme
No,
Court.
that
No,
one saying if.
no, if they say, I'm not saying that they said so. I say if they say so,
Go
all
ahead.
right, then that means we the Liberian will be level no authority, but to carry on say what is obedient.
Yeah, that's more you can make. Thank you. Let's hear who's in care, who's in care, who's in. Let's hear you. I believe you followed the process yesterday.
Mr. Sherry, good morning to you. Good morning, Chairman Hager.
Morning, Hussein.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the extra privilege. I listened to all of the experts, those legal minds like David King, and Sissy Weko, they are all legal practitioners, so they come out with a legal opinion.
So, and the one you come and say you legal mind too, right?
To the issue.
You legal mind too?
Hold on, please.
You legal mind?
To the issue, I understand the Constitution. So, yeah, Abu, on a more serious note, thank you. So, let me use your platform, Abu, to appreciate the both lawyers. They had a very good argument, excellent lawyer. You know, they are our best, or regardless of their different line, but they are our best. And they argued before the judges in chambers. And yes, of course, that was good on the part. And thanks for the Supreme Court for upholding the ruling for the later day. You know, Abu, the tension was building up on yesterday. Any attempt by the Supreme Court to have come up with a ruling, it will raise a serious tension.
Where was the tension going to come from? Why y'all had conversation in your chat room?
You know, Abu, both sides have their own supporters, and they all expect that the Supreme Court will rule in the land.
No, so why y'all on the side? Why your supporter on the other side? What you were talking about?
So my side is the law. This is why I always cite the constitutional provisions. My side is the law. I'm not taking any side. Whoever wins or whoever the Supreme Court rule in their favor, that is the rule of law.
Okay, so what were you hearing in the air?
So the rule of law will take a course, and I will urge the both sides to respect whatever comes from the Supreme Court.
Okay.
They are the higher decision-making body about our Constitution.
Thank
you.
So
lastly, to end on this note, let me express my frustration in the Chief Justice by calling on the Minister of Justice to provide extra security for the Associate Justice because they will become over the ruling. That is frustrating.
Hey,
Thank you for this topic this morning. Paying to come for a council of Franzi Kufa. If you resign, if everything that happened is gained by the power, once they already take over off it shouldn't resign. For a business, a lot of people suffer too much. It shouldn't resign.
No, that one not on the table. Resigning not even on the table there. The blue air and forget about that one. You can go to bed, sleep on it. Resign on the table. Yeah.
You shouldn't resign. Anything happens, you shouldn't resign. Now you shouldn't resign to the since you can finish. Please, for people suffer too much.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear former Assistant Minister Jura Sano. Let's hear you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu Sharif. Good morning, my young man, Hager.
Morning.
You know, in the first place, normally when court entertains legal argument, normally they don't rule on that day.
Yeah, in most cases. In most
cases, they rule at a later date.
Correct.
So there was no way the Supreme Court could rule yesterday. Fast forward. Let me tell you something this morning, you guys and Liberian people who are on my voice. The court is the arbiter of all constitutional cases in the instance of the Supreme Court. Any ruling that will be brought down by the Supreme Court, be it tomorrow, be it next week, it will be respected by Liberian people. Nobody will say because the ruling did not go my way, we will not accept it. That Capitol building belongs to the people of Liberia. The occupants of the Capitol building are elected by us.
I agree, but right now the decisions that's been made, the majority blocks, quote unquote, are enjoying the executive power. So, do you think they will leave that? They will agree to assuming the ruling does not favor them? That's our worry. That's what we are thinking about.
one worry about that. When the court says, for example, Richard Kuhn and his people are not the one that's going to be in the capital building as speaker, they will leave. The people of Liberia will ask them to leave, and they will leave.
When I say this, I'm going to clarify something.
I mean, when they lose the case, what I mean now. Any ruling that will be brought down by the Supreme Court of Liberia, be it today or next week, it will be abide by, they will be forced to abide by. They didn't go there by themselves. They were elected, right? Because they were elected to 6 years, the law says every 6 years there must be election in Liberia. So that law that made them lawmakers, the same law will tell them that you guys are not acting right, you leave. They are human beings.
So what you would do to move them or to make them to leave?
What you will do? They start there by law.
Now, only 2029, you can go vote and decide whether to move the people or not.
We will not vote to move the people. It says last night, or since yesterday up to now, there are some Facebook lawyers who've been defending them. Have you seen them on Facebook?
Okay.
There are some Facebook lawyers talking all kinds of things for the past 3 to 4, 5 months. They have disappeared from Facebook because even for the cautioning yesterday, what more clarity do you want? What more clarity do you want?
All right,
their own rules, their own law have been interpreted by the Supreme Court. Did you go by it? Did you do this? They even reduce our old man, Councilor Bonnie Sherman, to a learner.
Thank you, Masisi. Thank you very much, Honorable Durasano. Masisi, you're live. Let's hear you. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay. Look, I think our mother can listen. Which is Challenge, you the Chief Justice of Liberia. She can listen. I told Challenge, you I said, do not run your character in the mud.
But I said the woman here, I think you're talking.
No, she won't be over. You saw the one with she added. The one is the Masisi, he listened to me. What will they say? What will they say? Also, the people they were not talking about, it was who they wanted, the discriminate people. Get up now, what they wanted, and that was shit. With a bush style face. You were about to see yesterday. That's what you see in the channel, you will run for your life. You will run for your life. You cannot force power. That is what select you. That is what work for you, but the worker, what he's doing the worker is wrong. And it's not stop that. They say they were ready for you put out of what and do for one. They don't ask them a question. What was they speak for? I mean, listen, we must get done about all the stuff. It was tough now. I agree, I didn't read it. But what I'm telling logic.
Okay. So the woman listening to your logic.
Yes, this is my logic for putting the logic at a place. That's the question. What was they speak for?
So Masisi, let me ask you, the general, you sure the people then assuming the court rule, they say, oh, they think Richard Kuhn not rare. You sure they will move from there?
My brother, because they want to do violence. But they see that coming. The court will rule the thing of to provide the people, what the people want to say, don't do. Don't go and see that in there. They will not respect it all. So all for violence. And the people. And we will do the people. And what will not come to honor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Gentlemen, you got to call the mean line. You can record it. But thank you very much, Master. Thank you, Masisi. Also, so let me talk to. Okay, what is going on? Okay, so let me, gentlemen, you got to hold on, but let me take from on this other side right here. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Abby Johnson, member of the Rescue Mission, calling from Tuko District 4. So the issue is still there. You see, we've been saying ever since Richard Kuhn and his brother, then they don't want to listen. Just by us bringing the government to power, but we'll not sit down and people be being reckless and then we'll be looking at them. If the Supreme people rules and to argue. We will be talking the car anywhere we see. I want to get my group.
La talking car, you are part of the dinner. I beg you, be on the WhatsApp. Hello, my brother. Good morning. You're live. But what is actually? I think there is some kind of problem. Let's take what you have there.
0776-104-104-86500-104. Let's talk to this person from right here on this line. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, disappointed in Abu when he say, "What is the people do?" Article 1, the power in the people.
But you have but if I ask question again, they say this is a
problem.
You know, somewhere that no. That general article 1 came into existence.
Okay.
Tapoka? That person sending the poker. Already. Elena, go ahead.
Your money there, why are coming on?
Good morning,
fine.
Good morning.
Abu,
Yes, ma'am.
there is nothing in the constitution they call majority block. The woman self-stated it. Or self-stated it. These people that say they this and that, you went into fanatic office, you bust the office. You went into you bust into the car. You started suspending your friends.
Taking their salaries.
Taking their salaries. Who the hell he called himself? And that's why the Almighty God knows. And I know, nobody will not do anything to you. The hard leg when somebody pleading, they want plead and they want to be on one side. She did well yesterday. And the people, when they tell them say they win a case, they will have to move. That's what they're talking say they will not move, they will do this. They get Liberia. Liberia not for them. It's not in their path.
Oh my Helena. But anyway, Helena made a point. Pascal Davis, let's hear you.
Yeah, I will keep knocking your door until you open. So I will thank you so kindly. This is Pascal Davis. One thing I'm happy of, even though all Oman who calling, they better than some of our lawmakers, especially the one from the majority bloc. So why are we not sending man CC in the house? Why are we not sending man you call the other woman? CC?
When she can you vote for her, you're talking to you?
No, I mean, no.
My man, that's not a debate there, but
no, I just tell you, no, but see the logic the old man put in here. You listen to my CC. You listen to the other old man. These are my mother. See, yeah, they're fine.
So what is your point?
They're not better than those of the majority.
What is your point,
In your
Pascal?
own thinking. So you ask a question that is provoking. When you say what I would do, it's an insult to me, right? Except people who are not ready. So you don't insult us, their opinion, Abu. When the ruling is given, when the ruling is given,
so you don't go get very Richard Kuna when I want
no.
So basically, I'm listen. I'm asking the question to generate opinions on what are the thoughts of you out there as ordinary Liberian.
Yeah, and the purpose is not giving you.
Apparently, you are there that with nothing. You read it thing with ignorance to the laws of the country. So you ask that question on purpose. But let me say this: when the bill of information is finally being heard and rulings are given, remember, it's not about COFA. It's about the laws of the country. COFA is not the law. The law is that instrument that's supposed to guide all of us, including Abu Sharif and Eka Gunda, who are right over there in the studio. So So let me tell you what we will do when the ruling is held and given. See, it will be the end of the government.
No, you can say so. You can't.
Thank you.
Let's talk to
Thank
person from here.
My man, y'all let your bread go in their own hand. Don't put yourself inside. Yeah. Y'all want me to conclude. Just conclude now. Conclude.
I know you don't got to get it too. So you people even sound like you are supporting Richard Kuhn. That has assassinated money. But let me tell you, when that ruling is given,
y'all come for all
the ruling, it will be the end of Mr. Boyka and his government.
All right, we'll hold you there. Thank you very much. Thank you. So let's on that.
Let's talk to this person.
Pascal Dere Pada. A whole different thing talking to them.
Go ahead. Go ahead from Zimbabwe. That's the other country you are putting in the community.
We just sitting and waiting and watching.
But that's the decision matter here. We're talking about the country. They're not talking about the Supreme Court making decision. I agree. So let use the Liberian part of it and forget about party, so that it's not seen from a party, lens.
Okay, we're sitting and watching. We just observing. If the Supreme Court rule in the favor of Richard Kuhn, I'm going to be the first person to tell please forget about this here. But if the Supreme Court rule against Richard Kuhn, and you say you will not move,
all right, let's talk to the person. The court will not rule. The court will have to better clarify what the area said. Morning.
Yeah, this Virginia, from a Congo resident is funny.
Go ahead. I pinned the WhatsApp number, the alternative WhatsApp number on the page, so you can follow up, especially for you on Facebook.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, we the Liberians, the same way as Supreme Court is reserving ruling, we are reserving our action. But in anything that goes contrary, that the Supreme Court having to say Fonati is right. And those guys in the quote unquote or self-start majority, they refuse to listen up to upheld the ruling of the Supreme Court.
He got go check this thing up, man. I'm gonna say around the president house.
Right after them, we will start to get into motion with our action.
Okay.
But with that, we are going to hold on our action and all ears will be on that.
Okay. All
right. Thank you. We're seeing some kind of video, but let Hagar go verify and see. Joseph Colley, my man, you're sorry, the WhatsApp giving problem.
I know, but brother, hey, brother Abu and brother Hagar, good morning to you all and to our Liberian people. My brother, these were the things that we saw. We told the people that their papa does not have leadership ability, but the people didn't listen. They think the papa call Kofa and Kun to negotiate between them or have some peace talk. The papa is not a problem solver. We are told the Liberian people. And to the fellow who spoke regarding, the decision that we're taking and talking about, the lady is in calling for security. You know what unfolding? Not because things are good in your favor, nothing happening to you. We are seeing people missing in the country. Then you're talking, it's all right to call for protection for
but we just listen to
members.
The human rights people.
Yeah, but these guys are there. I don't know, man, what they are looking at. But these guys are telling you, man, it's just the grace of God. But we are all sitting and watching far and near what the decision will be, and to the Liberian people, what will be, the Supreme Court, I think they're making, democracy was real on display yesterday, we must admit, because even the representation of their council, that's how it's supposed to be. Ignorant to the law is of no excuse. And what those guys are doing behind the scene, taxes that they're trying to impose on our Liberian people, are passing into law and bringing in their cronies to pass something so that the Liberian people will have to face You know, those kind of
All,
things.
all, all
It's
those,
not good. And that
all those
these
one
are
will
the
be not
reason they start
involved.
to create that kind of chaos.
That's correct. So thank you very much. And let's take you. Good morning.
Good morning, Vega. Good morning, Abu Cherry.
Mhm.
That is Abdullah Bolapale. And I'm particularly connected for Masra. The fact of the matter, we are being observing the process from day one and up to going to the end. That doesn't mean that people they are crazy. What do I mean? Every lawmaker was elected by the people, but to extend against a hooligan, against a group of rebel pack themselves together, they suspecting legitimate lawmakers to not even stand around the Capitol building. And today, the consequence, people who voted for the people, they are scared. They are looking at it. It doesn't mean they are lazy in terms of culture. They are voted to go and represent their county or district. But today, Richard Poole and followers, they are doing that. And
Okay.
President Biden, they
All
are
right.
doing that. Nothing is
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That doesn't mean they don't care. They don't know what is going on. So when the Supreme Court speaks, and somebody say you can't listen, you will listen up until the child will hear your thing. And
Thank you.
will see, and who is political allies, you will see that day when the time comes. So we have to wait.
Thank you. There is a disturbing video, right, from the home of the president, President Joseph Boakai. And let's listen to.
Who provides security protection here for the women since 2017 up to present. So, when the election, they post somebody ahead of one thing. He said, Charles Johnson, the old man said, Charles Johnson to take care of everybody. And you understand that? But same Charles Johnson, Charles Johnson is not doing nothing for the team. Charles Johnson went and take the people from a home, from a house, and employ them in the name of our team. And say, create a own security thing. A security thing, like the one you employ to the bureau and when you land to the government, all about working. They say everybody working. You understand?
Yeah.
So that the reason we didn't necessarily bring the plan. We think the body president attention that is what happening. See what I mean? See?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. And the police officer there. You see us? You see my phone? You can see my phone? We got more to tell you what on the plan.
Yeah.
We beg of you to work with us to the place so we can give you the prayer release so you can carry life. So international, you talk to the people. We don't eat with now you know we are not important.
This is happening live from the home of President Joseph Boakai. Is that his personal security has staged him kind of protest for abandonment?
Personal security, people who were working with him. I think you have a this specific. Now was some guy here, rehab.
Rehab.
Yeah, when you see
it's rehab home.
Until the owner can settle us.
Okay, so we will follow the details of these.
When I was small coming up, my mother always had this saying. I say that John Palm always on John rest.
Yeah, we've heard that in the community, but this is troubling, right? Partisans and supporters of the president going to the president home and staging protests and all that. Many times I've said here that the home of the president, the security, there's a problem. The people are complaining, but they don't listen to us when we give them these tips, right? So these are guys who you listen to the narrative. They have been with the president while he was in opposition, sleeping there, going to bed with hunger, and going through it all. So when the president won, the president instructed that they will be, included into his security detail. So the new hair now that they put there, apparently that hair thinks and feel that these guys are not qualified, they're not trained, right? He decided to silence the men, and the men to just been there, they're working But when payroll time come, they can't see nothing. So they say, but they think you're lying, not still on. So they go there to stand out to call you. Listen to the guy, their leader. The message to call the president attention to the issue. The police went there. I saw the video. I saw the way the police were chasing after them. And I felt something had happened. So that's how Hagar had to go and look at it. But these are the things happening in the country.
And it's terrible. It's terrible. The peace of our country is under serious threat, and it is being supported by the president. It's been supported by the government that should be fighting to ensure that our peace is jealously protected. Every day you wake up now, we're talking about protest, and when people gather to petition the government, something that was considered to be right before, when they are now being done, you find police. It's like I always say, the police came with a direct mandate and mindset, and that is to create chaos in our country. Because all of these things, Liberians are getting impatient, and what could happen after Liberians have sat and said to themselves, we cannot do it. So these are things that, for me, these are my fear. Because when you continue to treat people in such a form and manner, when you make them feel like they got no other alternative around, then maybe they will resort to the butchers, which is something that we don't pray for. But Liberians are getting agitated all every day. Liberians who have been dismissed from work, Liberians who have been abandoned, Liberians who the government is not living according to what they said during the course of their campaign activities. All of these things portraying our country image outside their bad. And again, this is another report that could be added to. This is another instance that could be added to the next human rights report from the independent
and the
National
police
Commission
are
on Human Rights.
brutally handling the people. So let's take 2 calls to close it up. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Good morning to him. How you coming?
We're
Good
fine.
morning. We're okay, Chief.
Yeah, thank you for your topic on the discussion. My name is Vanny Kiadi. 1 million reaction follower of the man called. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning. Now all the men want to.
Yeah, good morning, Abu and Ega.
Good morning.
Yeah, first thing to the issue. First of all, let me applaud you for getting on every morning and flagging the issue that matter the country. Now, let me move straight to the point. I'm hereby inviting not just our president to kindly listen to the Supreme Court verdict, because I would just say that verdict right there. For everything that transpired yesterday, it showed to the Liberian people and also the outside world that yes, the majority being in the wrong until then their councillor being leadership. Okay. So we asking not just the president, because the president escorted the whole thing on the long form. The people be able to understand that in a political standpoint, they can melt into it. You as legislator go and solve your own problem by solving Article 33 and 49. So we expected the president to have more, even both parties to say, or maybe the other party that is supporting alleged that yes, my people I want for my government and need to spoil one of you. So you're not trying to work for the number and remove people, but instead they intend doing not just a counter or business. The law is the law. Let the president read Article 2 when the Supreme Court is the fundamental of all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The man says the president should read the law, Article 2 of the Liberian Constitution. Hagar, we have to go home.
And I'm going to be here tomorrow. But until Abu and I are back here is on Monday, hopefully. Let's pray for the peace of our country. Let's ensure that we protect the peace of our country. It's becoming terrible when we wake up every morning to cases of violence perpetrated against peaceful Liberians by operative of the government. It's terrible, but we will continue to see these things owing to the fact that we've decided to speak on behalf of our country. So until we're back here, let's see what the country will hold.
Let's see what holds for the country. And yes, Liberians, let's remain peaceful. All is not lost. We can vibrate the system. We can demand that the leadership should do the right things. But please, let's remain in the confines of the law. Yes, we've listened to the arguments. We are awaiting the Supreme Court's final decision or opinion, or just whatever interpretation it is. And please, let's all remember, when you create instability here, you're going to be leaving yourself again as refugees in other people's countries where they will treat you anyhow. So we must all work to protect and preserve the peace of this country. My name is Abu Hega was here. Until we meet you, to have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.